In my reading vlog, I think I told you guys, I could be wrong, I know I did in my regular vlog on my makeup and mental health video channel, that I was reading Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson, and that I was going to DNF this book, or I was thinking about DNFing this book. Well, I got a little bit further. I'm about 20% to 25% through, I'll say, almost 50% there. Halfway through the book, I mean. And I'm still not liking the writing whatsoever. It is an interesting book. It has interesting concepts in it, and I'll give it that. But I do not like the writing. And I'll be the first to admit that I'm only reading these particular books because they're what I'm inspired to read, and that's Peter Pan retellings at the moment. They're not on my TBR for October whatsoever, so they play no big part in this month's wrap-up, although I'll still add them to the wrap-up if I finish them, depending how many I finish. It's the 15th of the month, and I've yet to finish a book. But, I started watching I started watching The Mummy last night, and I do have a book that has to do with ancient Egypt later on. I would like to write later on in my life, probably not right any close anytime now. But I watched the movie, and I was like, now I'm gonna read and write about ancient Egypt. I do have an ancient Egypt book that I own, or novel that I own, and I do have a fanfic that talks about the mummy that I would like to read eventually. And I was like, don't fall into it, just read your book and stay in the Peter Pan headset as much as you can to finish the freaking book. And that's what I did. I didn't pay much attention to the movie. I turned it down almost completely, and I just read for an hour of Tiger Lily. I told you guys that, I think I told you guys that I bought another Peter Pan book, and it's supposed to arrive on the 22nd for some reason. I don't know why it's going to take so long to get here. Although they just shipped it out 2 days ago. So honestly, it should arrive way before then. I think it's just in case that it's going to arrive until then. They do that sometimes, I guess. But I'm trying to read books that romanticizes Peter Pan a little bit, because that's what I do in my fanfic at the one that the run I'm right now writing. This is the only one that I own that romanticizes him a little bit. I have a spicy book that might romanticize him. I don't know. I just saw another review on that book, and it wasn't great. And I don't know if I'm going to continue reading it. I need to reread it, honestly, because I don't remember it. I read that particular one 2 years ago, and it's been, like I said, now 2 years since I've read it, so I don't know what's going on in that book. It sounded like an interesting book when I first saw reviews on it, but I just did more Peter Pan retelling reviews I was watching just to see if there was any more books I could pick up, and they talked badly about that one. So to be honest with you, I do not know what I'm reading other than Tiger Lily. This is the only one that romanticizes him, even in the slightest bit, and it's a dark book. So I keep itching. For some reason my face, all of it is itchy. I don't know what's going on. So Tiger Lily is what I'm reading currently. If I continue to read an hour a night in this book, it shouldn't take me too much longer to finish it. It should take me maybe 3 or 4 more days to finish it if I just read during that hour. Because I'm not a fast reader. I'm quite a slow reader. And back to getting to work. That's the only book that I'm reading right now is Tiger Lily. I stopped reading the other one, Wendy Darling, because it does not romanticize Peter Pan. He's kind of the villain. And I don't know what else I'm going to read after this if the book doesn't get here in time. Oh jeez, I just slapped it in my face. Anyway, I have things to get to work on, so thank you for watching this part of the vlog, and continue on with the more vlog. I'm tired. I got my book, my other Peter Pan book that I ordered on Amazon for only $2 something, not including shipping, which is like $4 something. Straight On Till Morning, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell. I probably pronounced her last name wrong. It looks like this. It says that it was $14 technically. Original price was $18, but I purchased it for $2, and it looks like it's in brand spanking new condition. Let me look at it. Let you gander over it. Oh, it looks like it's in brand new condition. It's thicker than I thought it was going to be. And it's hardcover. I didn't know I was buying a hardcover. I'm not complaining. I prefer buying hardcovers because they're just hardier, in my opinion. I wanted to get the Twisted Tale collection of books. I don't think you have to read these in orders. There's this one's particular in order. I know you have to read the villain one in order. And I have 2 of the villain ones. I think I have the first one and the third one. I could be wrong. I could be the first one and the second one. I'm pretty sure I have the first one though. So, I'm excited to read it. I know in the beginning of this vlog, I was reading Peter Pan retellings for the sake of my Peter Pan fanfic that I was writing. Well, like I warned you, at least I'm pretty sure I warned you. I probably didn't. Knowing my luck, the inspiration for my Peter Pan fanfic I was writing disappeared and went to something else, and then it switched to something else again, real quick, which happens on occasion when you're a writer. You know, you get inspiration from one thing and then you listen to one thing or watch something else and it just switches to the next thing. And that happened quite a bit this month for me. But at least I got inspiration for stuff this month. Unlike September where I was just sorry for the lack of videos this month. My biggest apology, I got burnt out with everything other than writing, and even then I was too tired to write, so I didn't get a lot of writing done as much as I was hoping to get done. I just failed you guys when it came to putting up videos. I will be filming 2 videos tomorrow for you guys. Hopefully I can get up one of my videos before one of those videos goes up. Hopefully my brain doesn't rack around and be like, wait a minute, did you just put that one up, or did you put this one up, and then it goes out of order, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm fucked. What I have been reading, other than my Peter Pan retellings, which I stopped reading, I'll be honest, is my Game of Thrones book. The very first one, literally Game of Thrones. And I'm not far in it because I'm like hardcore reading it, meaning I'm like taking and observing every single word that is being said in this book and trying to incorporate world building skills into my own book. Like I'm learning about the religions and everything like that, and other things, the dreamscaping, and meaning how they, I don't want to tell you anything because I don't want you to spoil it if you have not read the books. Stuff like that, and really incorporating his world building into my world building, so I can get some ideas and how I should world build my fantasy book that I'm writing, my dark fantasy book, not my urban fantasy. And I'm also reading on writing and world building to help with that also. I have the second volume to this book, and I'm almost done with this one, so I'll be going to that one soon, and then hopefully buying the third book after I'm done with the second one. But that's what I've been reading. I haven't been reading really anything else other than Game of Thrones. And my books that I have for this TBR for this month have not been touched, because the inspiration was just so pinpointed into what I wanted to do that I didn't have the books that were related to those pinpointed inspirations to read, which is abnormal. I'll still be doing a TBR for next month. I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow, just in case I run out of inspiration for those books and I can read just random books that doesn't have to be pinpointed for books that I'm writing. But yes, I failed it. I failed you on the reading aspect of this month. Except for the very first book that I was trying to read, which was Cry Wolf and The Hunting Ground. I decided to DNF those books. Those books are being DNF'd. So I did try reading those books. I just couldn't get through them. And it's not because, like, oh, I didn't have inspiration to read those books. At the time of that month, at the time of the beginning of the month, I had inspiration to read a little bit about those books. So, I am reading Game of Thrones. Again. I didn't finish it last time. I finished it a couple of years ago. I'm rereading it now, but I didn't finish it from the last time I talked to you guys about it.